Welcome to the Private Label Masters YouTube channel. Another live session with Tim where you can ask me your private label questions, or if you have other questions, I'll give my best shot at answering them. So, what's new in my business? Let me think. Now that suppliers are back from Chinese New Year, I've been going on there like crazy, talking to a whole bunch of them. And every single time it excites me when I'm going to try to find a new product. So I got a couple samples ordered. Cost me about $30. They're pretty small samples, and I'm hoping to get those in the next couple days. See where that leads. But go ahead and start asking your questions, and I'll do my best to answer. All right. So Nathan asks, how do you judge the viability of new products that don't have a history on Amazon yet? The data can look great on Jungle Scout or Viral Launch, but no way to confirm it was not just a trend that is passing. So that's a tough question. So if you're talking about new products, I'm assuming you're saying just maybe products that don't have that much of a history on Amazon, but they look to be selling pretty good right away. So I would like to see a product be on the market at least 2 months. And I would, if it's something new on Amazon, I would start to look in other places besides Amazon. Start to see if, bloggers are talking about this new product, or what are sales like on eBay, and see if like YouTube videos are coming out for it. That's the only real way that you can start to see if it has any like staying power, if it looks like some kind of random trend, or if it's going to be something that's really going to catch some fire. Even if the product is going to be a trend, right? Ideally, we want products that, are going to sell for a really long time. But let's say worst case scenario, it is a trend. If you're catching it at the beginning, you're still going to make some money. So as long as it's not like a fidget spinner, which is crazy, you usually be all right. So if it's a product that you can test by like air shipping, then just buy a couple units and throw them up there and see what happens. Instead of going through the whole branding and the gigantic order, throw some test units up there, see how it goes, and then get into it a little bit later. That's the best I can say. Let's see what we got here. Exot K, is it normal to have to wait 3 to 4 weeks for a sample to arrive? It depends. So some suppliers have samples on hand, and they can ship them out like the next day. Other suppliers, sometimes they have to make a sample, and so that can take a little bit. But in regards to pure shipping time, no, it should never take 3 to 4 weeks. It should only take maybe like a week to 10 days. So, but again, ask them if they have to make the sample, then it's going to take longer. Isaac, have you ever had to switch supplier? If so, for what reasons? Yes, I have switched suppliers. I'm trying to think, how many products have I done that with? I've probably done that with 3 different suppliers. So for the situations that I can think of, I'll think of a couple. So on one, I noticed that I really wanted to get into the market quickly. I did a lot of research trying to find who the best supplier was, the best price, and at the time, the one I was talking to was the best at communicating everything, right? And I needed to hit the market quickly. So I placed my first order with them, and then as that order was selling, I started really then taking more time to look for other suppliers to see if they could, do a little better job or get the price a little better. And I already had all the designs and stuff for my packaging, so it was really simple after I started getting samples from these other suppliers. And then eventually I just made the transition over to the other supplier that was still the same quality but a way better price. So that was one. Another supplier that I did that with, let me think. Yeah, another supplier, I just kept having small issues that just kept coming up. And the salesperson was like a real pain, and I didn't really want to switch suppliers just because I was having a lot of good feedback from that supplier's product, but he was so difficult to work with that it was like my personal mission to find a different supplier just so I wasn't giving him business, because it was just that much of a pain to work with. So as that order, was continuing to sell, that's when I started searching for the next one, and then I just got it in the pipeline and switched suppliers after. It's kind of a long answer. Let's see here. Bashir asks, Tim, do you recommend to start giveaways after running auto campaign to discover keywords, or should we start the giveaways right away? So I typically like to turn on PPC right away, and then I'm trying to get at least a few reviews before I really start running giveaways. But I have done giveaways even with no reviews, because I'm telling you, everyone focuses so much on like, you need to have reviews before you start PPC. You need to have reviews before you launch to the front page. But I'm telling you, if your listing looks amazing and you have a good product and a good price, I don't care if the other people have 300 reviews and you have 0. If yours is that much more eye-catching and better, they're going to eventually buy it. So, no, I don't use automatic campaign and then find the keywords and then go from it. I can usually find the keywords just from doing a little research. One tip for you is look in your competitors' titles. Typically, all of the best keywords are going to be in the title. So look at successful sellers and look at their titles, and those are some of the keywords you should target. Let's see here. Jason asks, which is better for product sourcing, Viral Launch or Jungle Scout? Tough question. They both have different features, right? And in my course, I'm going to talk about that a little bit more, about like what features one has and the other features another have. But to be honest, I use both. Viral Launch has different filters, and Jungle Scout has different ways of tracking products, and Market Intelligence has a different way that they track estimated sales. They're like a consistent throughout the month, whereas Jungle Scout's kind of like a snapshot of what the BSR is right then. So I kind of use both. I hope that, I know you're probably looking for one or the other, but here's what I'm going to tell you though. When it comes to product research and which tool you use, the product that you're looking for is going to make you potentially thousands of dollars, right? And if you look at the price of product research tools like Viral Launch and also Jungle Scout, I don't look at this as like, oh, I'm going to pay this recurring fee for a year. I look at both of those as a 1 month fee, and then I'm going to cancel, because I will find a product within 1 month, and I will find multiple products. So let's say you bought the most expensive version of Viral Launch and then the most expensive version of Jungle Scout. That's like a couple $100, right? And for what? That's for you to find the best product that can make you thousands of dollars. So I personally use both. I don't know if I've ever heard anyone say that though. They usually are saying this one's way better than the other. They both have aspects that are better. Mickey, what's up, Mickey? What do you use for your product research, and what are the green lights and red lights? Ooh, that's a pretty broad question. I just answered kinda. I use both of those tools. Green light are showing consistent BSR, not crazy fluctuations in price. When I look at the competitors, none of them are like name brand. It's not one guy taking all the sales. Red lights would be the converse of all those things I just said. A new product on the market, something with a major brand competing directly against Amazon. Those are some of the red lights. Richard. Okay, just received my first private label product and would like to discuss launching options. Well, there's a whole bunch of ways to skin a cat, right? PPC, launch service, Facebook ads, contacting, a Facebook group that's in your target demographic and talking to the admin and asking if you could offer your product to them at a discounted price. There's a lot of different things. Shan Young. How to get the first 10 reviews without asking friends and families. There are many scammers in the Facebook groups review sites. You're very right. You know who else is in those Facebook group review sites? Amazon moles. When you think of Amazon being able to track things, you don't, like Amazon, let's say you got suspended from selling on Amazon. You can't just create another Amazon account and they'll let you in. No, they track your IP address, they track your MAC address, they track flash cookies. If you don't know what flash cookies are, it's different than regular cookies. They track everything. So to think that with their platform, that they're really trying to get buyers to and have a lot of, consumer confidence in it, that when they see these review groups with like 10,000 people in that are public review groups a lot of times, you don't think they're going to have people in there just looking to see what people are doing, seeing which sellers are breaking the terms of service. And the time's coming, and it's already happened to a lot of people where they're just like killing accounts just because people are doing that. So I don't recommend Facebook review groups. If you don't want to ask friends and family, then the best thing is you need to just run PPC and get sales and then have a good follow-up sequence, and that's how you're going to get your reviews. It might take a little bit, but that's typically what I do. Nathan, your stuff's gold. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Richard, should organize a Canton Fair trip for later this year. You know what's funny, Richard? I'm like the opposite of a lot of different private label sellers. I have never been to one Amazon meetup. Like, I went to this like Google online meetup thing, but it was like 5 people. I don't really consider that. I've never been to one conference. I've never been to one in-person meetup, and I've never been to China. So don't feel you have to go to China to find a product. You just have to have internet connection. Let's see here. Bashir, Tim, do you only use merchant words to gather keywords for your listings? No, I use a lot of different things. I look for, the auto-populate keywords. I look at merchant words. I pull back-end keywords from other competitors, reverse ASIN searches. Those are a few of them. Angel, what's up, Angel? Do you go for beauty? Some in your skin, you need kind of permission of health. So I stay away from that kind of product. That's me personally. Remember, everything. So whenever there's a hurdle or a barrier, you can look at it 2 ways. You can look at it as like, whoa, I don't want to go there. Or you can say like, if I can go there, it's a lot harder for competitors to go there too. So for myself, when it comes to beauty, things like that I really feel is just higher liability, I choose for myself not to go into that kind of category. Does that mean you shouldn't also? If you're a brand new seller, I wouldn't recommend it. But if you really do your research and you learn about all the liability issues and different things like that, then why not? It'll just be a barrier to entry that other people have a hard time going after you. But like I said, personally, I don't go into those categories. At least not yet. Nathan, thoughts on taking 2 of your good selling items that are related and making a combo listing? Is it typically beneficial, or does it typically take away from the profit of the other listings? So that depends. I like to sometimes we'll make a variation listing like that if I view one as like an upsell, right? It's more expensive to rank multiple products, but if you're just trying to like upsell them to like the more expensive one or something like that, then put them on the same one, right? Why not, right? If you don't want to spend that extra money. Or if you're just trying to do a combo listing, instead of maybe cannibalizing the sales or something like that by putting them together, why not create a promotion on both of them saying if you buy this one, you can also buy the other one. Something like that. Otherwise, just test it. Like, let's say you put them on the same parent listing and it's not working out, then break the parent listing and back to 2 childs, and they'll keep their reviews, and you just keep going how you were. So test it. Let's see here. Flipping Digits, what's up, Timmy? What is up? Happy Super Button, the coolest YouTube name. Tim, have you successfully launched a new product where all page 1 listings already have 100+ reviews? How difficult was it to get onto page 1? Let me think. There are very few niches that every single person has way over 100 reviews. I mean, if you're trying to launch garlic presses, there may even still be someone on there who has under 100 reviews. If you're trying to launch meal prep containers, there's probably still going to be a few on there. I wouldn't even really look at the reviews when it comes to how difficult will it be to get on front page. You have to look at sales velocity, right? So check their BSR. If everyone has a super low BSR and they have 0 reviews, it's going to be harder to get to the front page than people with 500 reviews but have really high BSRs. Because remember, you have to match or exceed the sales velocity of those on the front page. Hope that answers your question. Shukuchi123, ever get a message from Amazon saying you violated something? Yes. You get that, there's that little flag up in the top corner of your Amazon account and it turns red and you start to freak out because you're like, what is this? A policy notification, performance notification? Yeah, so I have received, and this is the benefit of, tuning into some of these videos because I've kind of been through a lot of different situations. I've had products taken down for patent infringement. I've had products taken down because of, or notices that I have had products that had too high of a return rate. I received a notice for one time because of misuse of like rank manipulation. I've had different ones randomly. Some of them I understood why I got them, and other ones I had no idea. But yeah, if you get one, it's natural to freak out a little bit, but just try to find out how to work with it and get past the barrier. Let's see here. Eduardo. What's up, Eduardo? Which following mail service do you recommend? So, it's funny. The ones that I might say I recommend aren't actually the ones I currently use. That being said, Zon Pages is a good one, and Zon Master is a good one. Do I currently use those? I don't. I have Feedback 5 and Overgrowth. And those are more expensive, but if you've ever created an email campaign, especially a customized one, they have all those different shortcuts you can put in the email, like customer's name and this, that. Well, every single one is different, right? If you go to Feedback 5 and you set up your custom email campaign versus you go into Zon Master, they have different shortcuts. Well, think of how much time it is to create one email campaign, right? Now, I have almost 60 products, and some campaigns have 3 emails each. So the amount of work to bring all of those into a new follow-up sequence software, oh man, I couldn't even imagine. It's something I have to get my VA on. But eventually I want to make that change. Tim, I appreciate your honesty. Right on, Richard. Did I miss anyone? Daniel, when the course hitting? 2 weeks max. 2 weeks max, all right? Hopefully. Would you guys rather have it sooner and it not be complete, or a little bit later and you have even more and better content? You're like, in that case, take a month, Tim. Flipping digits, do you bundle a lot of your products? Yes, I do. When you think about bundles, it doesn't always have to be this like gigantic, amazing thing. It can just be adding another little thing in there. But I have products that are just single by itself, for sure. I'd say 50-50. Right around there, 50-50. Jason, what's my favorite category? Any category that makes some money. No, I'm just kidding. I don't really have a favorite category. It's kind of like I created my brands, and those are in different categories. I think each one is in a different, well, I have 2 in the same category, and then I have 3 in other categories. But now I just try to add to those brands, so I like those categories. Any category works though, as long as you can find good products. Bashir, how do you use competitors' backend, keyword index checker, reverse ASINs to optimize your listing? It just gives me a better idea of what's working for others. So, especially the competitors' backend, if you find good sellers and you can look in their backend search terms, you can sometimes get a lot of help when it comes to the search terms you should put in your backend also. So I don't know, I grab from all these different areas and then I compile it all and then I go from there. Kind of filter out what makes sense and what doesn't make sense for my product. Instead of just going to one thing like merchant words, because you'll miss something. Let's see here. Shan, manual PPC campaign question. I have the highest bid for some keywords but no impression. What would be the reason? So I would ask you some follow-up questions. When you search manually those keywords, are you showing for the top? And if you're not, then for some reason, a lot of times Amazon perhaps doesn't find your listing relevant for that keyword. So make sure those keywords are like in your title and that you're indexing for those keywords. And then see if when you bid really high, if you're actually showing on the front page. Because if you're not showing the front page, then there's something else that could be going on. Happy super button. Tim, always shooting out of the box. Thanks for the great pointer. Looking at sales velocity. You're welcome. You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. How many email follow-ups do you have? When do you send each of them? What do you include in each of them? Great questions, Shan. So I try to do 2 or 3. The first email, and I talk about more in depth in the course, is kind of like a thank you and tips on using the product, if it's that type of product. Then I follow up, that one's like right after the product is like ordered. And then I wait like a week and then I do a review follow-up. And then I wait 14 days and I do another review follow-up. I never ask for seller feedback. It's a private label seller, it doesn't really matter. Are you able to do one for the next steps? Oh man, Richard, let me see if I can find your last one. Yeah, I mean, Richard, I'm trying to like slowly get out this FBA mini course that I've been doing. I have another one coming up soon that kind of will talk about more broad things of what the next steps are. Let's see here. Thank you for your patience as I scroll through here. Is there going to be a mastermind group with the course? Something to keep us up to date on all trends and updates. Yeah, so I'm either going to have a private Facebook group or some other type of forum. The thing is with that I'm still game planning about, and maybe you guys can leave your feedback or give me your feedback. In a Facebook group, only the things that are at the top are kind of what people are reading, right? Whereas in a forum type thing, if you had a forum and there were sections on like general questions, then product research and shipping and sourcing and PPC, and then each of those you go into and you can see the different threads that are going, and then also have another one that tracks individual progress if you want to like document your journey, and then people could watch and check that out. I've kind of been looking at that route or the Facebook group route, whatever works. So yeah, let me hear your guys' feedback on that. I think at Facebook group, a lot of good information just gets lost. I mean, it seems more active and more people talking, but a lot of good information gets lost. Happy super button. How do you get a supplier to make a change to the product if they currently make a circular hook but you want a bigger square hook? What's your experience with requests like that? Good results? Yeah, I mean, if it's simple, I like to go for simple modifications that aren't going to like cost a whole bunch of money. Again, remember what I said though, those barriers, if it costs a lot of money, that means less people are going to try to do it. So look at it both ways. But I always ask, is this possible? If so, how much is it? Take pictures of the other item or make a drawing for them and send it over and just kind of see what they say. But yeah, I've had success with them altering products, for sure. Samuel, I want to build a business and have assets to be able to sell. Should I build one business with multiple brands? And if so, can sell brands, or should I build multiple businesses to sell? It all depends on cash flow and what you can give your attention to. Like I have quite a few brands, but I have the bandwidth to manage them all and to keep adding products to them. And so not like tons are getting neglected. Whereas if you spread yourself too thin and you don't have the cash flow to launch a lot of products, maybe your brands only have 2 items each, right? That's not going to be worth as much as if you solely focused on one brand and then brought like 10 products to it. So, but if you're able to have like 3 brands and you're bringing products to all of them consistently, then I don't see what's wrong with that either. You can't go wrong with either as long as you kind of think it out. Let's see here. All right. Shan, another question. What level of seller do you think your course is suitable for? Brand new sellers with a few SKUs? Yeah, I'm catering more towards the new seller and who maybe is just starting out. I mean, if a lot of things like super advanced things, people can ask me who would take the course and I would probably know the answer to, but I'm really trying to start from the basics. I'm trying to help a person who is just coming on and is like, what is this whole private label thing? That's how I'm structuring it, So if that's not you, you're probably gonna be fast forwarding quite a bit, but there will be I think it will be interesting for people to understand how I optimize my listings. What are the exact types of images I do? What are exactly how I do my keyword research? How am I structuring my campaigns? Things like that, right? So that even more a semi-advanced person maybe find some value in that. But for a new person, I wish there was someone like me who had a course when I was first starting out, but there really wasn't. And if it was like $4,000 or $5,000. So I really want to make it so that a person who buys the course really does have the step-by-step that's not really missing anything. And if there was something missing in it, that they could tell me and then I could put it in there. So I hope that answered your question in a long roundabout way. Angel, do you recommend the product on 2-packs? Sure, why not? 3-packs, 4-packs, 6-packs, 10-packs. If it sells, sell it. Vicky, hello. Hello. Have you seen how Jungle Scout updated the algorithm? AccuSales now makes Jungle Scout estimates 3 more times. Here's a shout. Do you still trust Jungle Scout? I have always trusted Jungle Scout, even before they have this whole AccuSales thing. I feel like I could succeed at private label using any single one of these market softwares. Even ones I've never heard of. I've never heard of, AMZ Scout or Scope well, I've heard of them, but I've never used them. I think it's another one, something Amazon Owl or something. As long as it gives me rough estimates and I can clearly see that approximate sales, then I'm totally good with it. I try to look at it that closely. But yes, I still trust Jungle Scout, and I have always trusted Jungle Scout, and I've found 95% of my products using Jungle Scout. Street Rage, thoughts on the effect the new Amazon storage fees and pricing will have on your FBA business? Not worried about at all. You know why? Amazon literally could take the fees and triple them, and I would still be okay with it because there is no other game in town like Amazon. Amazon, and I've made a post about this, Amazon has fees that are higher than I would like. They have different rules that I don't like. But you know what? They bring millions of people to one location ready to purchase. And they allow me to send my products to them, house it, source it, everything. So if they increase the prices on fees, on storage, I'm okay with that. I view it as another barrier that other people who may throw in the towel, that I've said, okay, I'm not going to throw in the towel. I will learn to pivot and make the most of this instead of complaining and whining about it, which will do nothing. Samuel, can you sell brands or only businesses? Yes, you can sell a brand. In fact, I have 5 brands, and I'm going to sell 1 brand here in the next few months, and I'm going to show you guys how I do it and how it works. And again, I have all my brands on one account, so I'm going to show you how I can sell just 1 brand off of an account and what's possible. This is my first brand I ever started, not even quite 2 years ago. I'm waiting for the 2-year mark because that's a really big date when it comes to selling a brand or a business, and then I'm going to proceed with that. Sneha, how are you doing? Sorry if I mispronounced your name. I'm new to this. I do want to know how to private label and how to source the product. Check out, join the Facebook group and check out the Amazon FBA mini course. Kind of give you a rough idea. And I'm glad you're interested in it. Jay says, Isaac, I like your Slack suggestion for group messaging. I'll check it out. I've heard of Slack. I don't know too much about it, but I'll look into it for sure. Thank you for the suggestion. Do I have to use Jungle Scout or such software? You really do. I'm sorry to say that, but you really do. It's a small investment really for what you're getting into, but it's really going to help you filter down if a product is viable or not. So yes, I would highly recommend it. Which tools, Samuel, how should I send my pants to my suppliers for my orders? When you're first starting out, I would suggest using Alibaba Trade Assurance and maybe PayPal. PayPal has crazy fees. That's why I don't like to use it. But you can sometimes talk them into splitting those fees with you. After you've built some rapport with the supplier, if they want to do transactions outside of Alibaba and just doing wires, I see no problem with it. If you feel really comfortable with the supplier, I have suppliers that I've talked to for the first time and did a purchase with them completely bank wire outside of Alibaba. But like I said, new, starting out, PayPal, Alibaba Trade Assurance. Eduardo, what's up, Eduardo? Which tools do you recommend for optimize our lists? Well, I hope I understand it right. To optimize your list, maybe your list of products, I would say use the Keepa app. That's what I'd say. Vicky, my concern with the new Jungle Scout estimates is that Jungle Scout makes products look like home runs, yet on the other tools they're weak. $20K a month on Jungle Scout versus $3K a month on Viral Launch. Well, what I would say, Vicky, is post one of those in the group. Send one in the group and give me an example and let me look at it, and I'll tell you what I think. Other than that, it's hard for me to really say because I've had a lot of success with Jungle Scout. Alicia, hello. Is it okay to have reviews from Facebook review group? Sorry. I don't recommend it. Watch the replay of this and I talk about it. Shikuchi, come with me to China and lock in better deals with our suppliers. You honestly, you would get a better deal. I know somebody who went to China, met them in person, and was able to negotiate crazy terms on their products and the way they make payments. And it was like, I'm surprised. So it made it definitely worth me thinking about going there just to meet in person and trying to negotiate a little better, because they will treat you better. They'll see you in person. Bashir, will you have separate modules for sale? So that is a good question. I am playing around with that because I know there are going to be some of you guys who don't really need help with some of the, more basic things. But you may, let's say you're really interested in PPC and you're like, okay, tell me exactly how to structure my campaigns. Tell me what weekly tasks to do, what daily tasks to do, and then other maybe like bonus ideas for campaigns, and that's all you want to learn about. I'm giving a lot of thought to that. So let me know if you're interested in that, if you're interested in just, one module out of all of them. Alicia, what is the best way to get reviews safely? The safest way is to just start running PPC and getting sales and then having a good review follow-up. I know everyone wants to get 100 reviews overnight or 10 reviews overnight, but remember, you're in this for the long haul. Don't sacrifice the safety of your account just trying to get some reviews real quick. Think of this as a long game that you're going to be in a while. And let's just say it took you 2 months to get 10 reviews, but then eventually you're selling, thousands of dollars. Then what is 2 months? It's nothing. But it's not going to take you 2 months. If you have a good product, a good price, a beautiful listing, and you run PPC to it and people start buying it, you're going to get reviews semi-quickly. I have a new product that I launched about 3 weeks ago. It has only 6 reviews, and it makes between $150 and $200 every single day. And that's profit, and I'm profitable after a week in, right? 6 reviews. And I'm competing against people with 50 and 100 reviews. It's because I have a good product, a beautiful listing, I'm ranked decently, and I have a good price. Tony, what's up, Tony? You've been waiting for this live stream. You've been saying, Tim, when's the live stream? How do I get rid of or sold out of a product that only sell around 1 to 2 sales a day with both Facebook 10% discounts? The price is $1 under bestseller. So you want to just get rid of this product, sell it out completely, run PPC hard, and run break-even pricing or slightly at a loss. Cut your losses, get out of it, and move on to the next. That's what I would do. Samuel, how would I go about differentiating your product? Look at the last video maybe the second video that I did, the FBA mini course, which is I talk about different ways to differentiate bundles, improvements, changes, anything else. Those are kind of it. Use your imagination. Let's see here. I'll answer these last 3 questions, and then I'm going to call it. Been on here for, I don't even know how long, a little bit. And thank you guys for tuning in. If you like these live streams, make sure to let me know. If you like them, how about you stop right now and hit the like button right now if you like those live streams. Because I've kind of taken a break from them. I didn't really know if people are really into them, but if you really like them, I'll start bringing them out. Maybe I'll do them once a week or multiple times a week. So hit that like button. Also go into your YouTube account and hit the notification bell. Right? A lot of people don't hit that notification bell, so they don't know when a new video comes out, and they're seeing it like 4 days after it came out. So hit the notification bell and hit the like button. Alright, so I'll answer these last couple ones. Street Rage. That's an interesting name, Street Rage. Do you use ZonJump, Viral Launch, or a similar service to get ranked higher? I recommend those services if you're new and you don't know how to run Facebook ads right. I run Facebook ads on all my launches now, and I don't use launch services anymore. I don't need to. But what really helps with Facebook ads is if you have an existing list of people that you've already sold to. So a lot of people don't have that when you first start out, and a lot of people, the learning curve is a little bit when it comes to using Facebook ads. So it's usually best to just use something like ZonJump. Coupon for ZonJump for you, ZonJump 25, all capital letters, ZonJump 25, give you 25% off. That'll make it more affordable for you. Let's see, Shan, how much is your course? How much should it be? Good question. What do you think it should be? Right, you see all the other courses out there, and you see who is teaching those courses and what kind of credibility they have. And you also see the answers that I give in these YouTube lives, which are off the cuff, right? And the experience I had. So, if you were in my position, what would you do? What would you sell for? Mr. X, what's up, Mr. X? What is your minimum profit margin before you decide to go in? I like to be around 30%. If it's higher than that, cool. Sometimes I've even gone lower. I have products that are under 20% margins now after everything. But you know what? They make money, they're mindless, and they keep selling. It's interesting. Everyone's like, oh man, you need minimum 40% margins. If you have a product that's 20% margins, it's terrible. I think people who talk like that, they haven't really had a lot of business experience. Tell me one type of business that has anywhere near those kind of margins. Let's say if you were to open a restaurant business, what kind of margins should you be looking at? You know, look around. Go look for businesses that are for sale and look what kind of margins they have and then what price they have, right? People who did online arbitrage and retail arbitrage, those guys are willing to flip products for like nothing. Wholesale people, ask wholesale people that are truthful about what they make, what kind of margins they have, and then compare it to like decent private label margins, and private label margins kill all of them. All right, let's see here. Any last questions? Please, more live streams. Hit that like button and I will. In your experience, how much do you pay on average for inspection services at supplier side? I have my own inspector that I use. I pay him between $150 $175 for a full man day, but he does a good job and I trust him, so I don't skimp out and trying to only find $100 inspectors. Make a video for a correct way to run a Facebook ad. That will be in my course. Can't give all the insider info away, but I'll help as much as I can. All right. I skipped your question. Hold on, Cheese. Cheese, I'm gonna find you right now, man. Cheese Curdler. I like that name. And I didn't forget you. I found you. Should I use Amazon FBA or fulfill with my own warehouse? Sounds like you have an existing product. If you're already set up with your own warehouse, Why not start there and send some into FBA and then test it, right? Put your maybe fulfilled by your FBM a little cheaper and your FBA a little more expensive and see what happens. That's what I would do, is just test it. And then if you have your own warehouse, look into Seller Fulfilled Prime. That still allows you to have the Prime logo even though you're fulfilling from your own warehouse. Look into that a little bit. But I always like to have FBA. It allows you to scale. It allows you to do so much more. All right, guys, I think that's it. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate you guys and your guys' support. We had We had over 30 people come in here today and ask a bunch of questions, and I appreciate it. So make sure to join the Facebook group if you're not already in it. Let me know if you really like this live stream by, once I put this up on YouTube, make a comment on it and hit the like button too. Thank you again. I'll see you guys in the Facebook group, and I'll see you guys in the next video.